We're doing a little video on the floor today so that I could show you this plotter kit project I had in the past, that the concepts we may be able to reuse for a new project. And the new project is to allow an artist to place their foot on a gantry to give them additional support so that they can paint with their feet. So we need something that has an X and a Y axis. Here's the X and here's the Y axis, and gives them the support. So I remembered I had this kit, and I think it's worth taking a look at some of the details, so as we make our own, we could use some of these ideas. The first thing, the two ends are using 2020 extruded aluminum, and then they are using, as sliders, they're using 8mm steel rods, which are pretty standard. Now these are 500 millimeters long, in other words, a little short of 20 inches. Because of the gantry setup they have here, because this is motorized, the range of motion is about 18 inches one way and 16 inches on X, but that we could improve. You can also get longer rods, but so these are 500 millimeter rods. And what they do is they have the frame made out of the 2020, and then I think this is what, like a 1020 part here on the sides. I'm not sure why they did that, but that's what they did. And the movement is all on pillow blocks. So these are standard pillow blocks that you find very often on 3D printers. This is all commodity sort of thing. The rods are held in place by some screws, because the ends of these rods are threaded, so they're able to put long metric screws into there. You can see, even though I have it, even though the belts are in place and they're tied to stepper motors, it still moves pretty smoothly, even given that. In our actual project, we would not have the belts, obviously, not have the motors or any of that stuff, just have a flat gantry for their foot. But it does move around pretty well and gives a pretty good range of motion using all pretty much commodity parts. I don't know where this manufacturer either made or bought all these little things. It's actually a pretty neat kit, how they put it together. So I think this is a possibility for kind of the artist's foot support structure. This would need 1, 2, 3, 4 steel rods. We'd need at least 4 2020 or 1020 aluminum extrusions, pillow blocks. Let's see, it's got 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here, so 6 pillow blocks, it looks like. They usually come in sets of 10 or 12, I think, so that's not a big deal. And this rod part we wouldn't need, because that's only needed for the motorized part. Though it does bring up an idea, kind of like a version 2, 3, or 4 or whatever, is if you did have a motorized setup with belts, you could have it so that it provides additional movement support, so the motors would help move you along. I'm not sure how we would do that. Maybe some sort of sensor or something here that notices when the person's foot is pushing forward and then moves the motor that way. I don't know, that's probably pie in the sky thinking there, but there we go. That's what this plotter kit looks like.